Okay, welcome to part 3 of session 2. And now we're going to focus on the strategy of writing a critical CSI. So the steps for a critical CSI are the same as they are for a CSI where you're highlighting an effective strategy, except there's two small differences. You'll see here that it could be that you're stating the ineffective instructional strategy that was observed, but an important difference is sometimes you'll actually be highlighting the absence of an effective strategy. So it might be something that the teacher didn't do, right? And then the other difference is you can include suggestions for what the teacher could have done or should do in similar situations in the future. So here's our recommendations for writing critical CSIs. Identify one area for improvement in each critical CSI. Don't clump several areas of improvement into one CSI. And the reason for that is we're trying to give really specific and helpful feedback. And what we find is that if you lump several critical things into one CSI, it's very difficult for the teacher to pull out what the discrete area for improvement is and what would help address that area for improvement. The second recommendation is to tag one element for each CSI. Now, I know that you can often make an argument that a specific CSI could be tagged to multiple elements, but this will make your evaluation look like a mess when you go to combine all of them at the end. And also, I think it dilutes the feedback to the teacher because then the teacher isn't really sure exactly which element you're asking them to work on with the specific area for improvement that you've identified. Now, a lot of folks like to look at this sample evaluation. This is a needs improvement evaluation that I wrote a few years ago. And so what you'll be able to see in it is how several CSIs look inside an evaluation. And there are several critical CSIs in this evaluation. And our last recommendation about critical CSIs that's really, really important is the whole point of the evaluation process is to try to support teachers in improving so that students can learn more. And we all know that if we read something critical about ourselves in writing, in something that's high stakes like the evaluation process, it can make us anxious and it can make us stressed. So it's extremely important to discuss this in the post-observation conversation before submitting online because it makes it much more likely that the teacher will understand the feedback and it will feel that you're giving the feedback to help them improve. So what we have here on these next 3 slides is these were observations done about 3 weeks apart in a second grade classroom. And you'll see in the first one that there's one critical CSI, and then you'll see how I followed up on that area of improvement with this teacher and the next 2 CSIs after that. So take a few minutes to read each one of these. And after you finish reading these, we'd love for you to list any questions you have about writing critical CSIs. Or if you don't have questions, write no questions. You don't get extra credit for having questions. We'd love to hear your questions if you have them, but we don't want you to make up questions. So if you don't have any, you can write no questions.